evening and welcome, live from the Minecraft Eurovision Song Contest Arena. Tonight we'll be taking a look at the first semi-final of Eurovision 2026. I'm RGB and tonight we'll be going through the performances, the surprises and the countries that stood out to me the most. So sit back, enjoy the show and welcome to Eurovision 2026 first semi-final. Welcome to the studio! Tonight's semi-final had a little bit of everything. Some qualifiers felt completely obvious, a few results genuinely surprised me, and there's still one country I think deserved to make it through. As always with the Eurovision Song Contest, some performances completely elevate a song live, while others just don't connect the same way on stage. So tonight I'll be talking about the countries that stood out to me the most, the surprises, the disappointments, and of course my personal winner of the night. And just to be clear, these are only my opinions. So, let's begin. First up in the obvious qualifiers category, we have Greece. So, he's called Achilles and he sings the song Ferto. And in the live performance, his vocals were quite off actually. It was to the point where the song became unenjoyable to me. But of course he still made it through because it's such an amazing song. But I was quite disappointed. The staging is very good, like different characters that they incorporate, and they have it's the song just comes together. But like really the big point is just the vocals. It just doesn't sound good anymore. But of course Greece was still going through. So yeah, of course Greece was an obvious qualifier. The next obvious qualifier we have this year is Finland, of course. They're predicted to actually win the competition, and they had just had a great performance in the first semi-final. So I really liked the studio version a little bit more. I feel like it had like more of an impact. I don't know what was wrong. The vocals were a little bit off, but it wasn't really that important. The song was still amazing, one of the best at that semi-final, and it definitely deserves a spot in the final. The next one is of course everyone's beloved Sweden. It was amazing during this semi-final. It had perfect vocals, perfect staging. It just sounded amazing. So of course it's gonna be in the obvious qualifier category, and it's also one of the most highly rated ones this year. And I believe it can make it far in the final. So yeah, it was amazing, and of course it's gonna qualify. The next one is Israel. So it's one of the controversial ones, but they had quite a good performance this year, and I was sure it was gonna go through because it has the singer has like a good vocal, and both juries and the public are voting this year in the semi-final, and of course all the Israeli supporters. So of course it was gonna go through. And I also like the song, so that made it like an obvious pick to go in the obvious category, yeah. So, of course, Israel was going through. The last country in the obvious qualifications is Croatia. They have a really dramatic and good sounding song, and it's just complete in every way conceivable, I feel. It doesn't really have that big of an impact, but it just sounds nice, and it's just a good song in general, and it has that drama factor that you want in Eurovision. So yeah. Now for the surprises. So first up we have Lithuania, which I probably wasn't expecting to go through. He has such a simplistic style of singing, and just like the whole staging thing in general. It was so simple, but just so like captivating in a way, and I think it really hit like the viewers in a good way, and it made it through. Strong vocals, still simple scenery, but something that worked, and yeah, just a great performance. So the second one in the surprises tier is Poland, and Poland really surprised this year because she didn't have a good rank in the predictions, and people just really didn't think that it would go through. But her vocals were just insane. The scenery was not the best, but it worked, and it clearly had an impact on people, the song, and somehow it actually made it through to the final against all odds. So yeah, crazy performance from Poland. Next one in the surprises category is actually Serbia. So the reason why I put them here is because they have, you know, a unique genre, you know, in the music industry. It's like death metal or something, and it's like really crazy music, which maybe, you know, stand-up people, normal people, whatever you would say, wouldn't really vote on them. So I'm really surprised that it actually made it through. It's still a good song, so of course it had like a huge chance, and of course Eurovision viewers are like into most kinds of music and are very open-minded, so it definitely also just had a strong chance of making it through. But I'm glad to see that it actually did. So the last country in the surprises section is Belgium, and I'm so surprised to see this go through. The staging was, you know, quite nice. It was, you know, ice. She was dancing on ice, you know, implied in the song. And there was snow and such, and then it turned orange, which I don't know the meaning of, but like still. But I feel like the vocals throughout the song were quite bad. There was like the last bit, which was quite good, but like most of the song, the vocals were just something I didn't want to listen to, honestly. So I don't really see how the song went through compared to some of the others. But yeah, of course it has good bass. It's a good song if you look away from the vocals. So yeah, crazy to see this go through. So for the robbery of this semifinal, we have Montenegro. So they had a crazy good like vocal performance this year. The staging was meh, and the outfits were a bit weird, but overall I think they performed quite well. The female singer and her dancers, they did incredibly, and the song is just so good that I don't really get why it didn't go through. Also, like, you know, when the song drew to its end, you know, she increased her vocals, made it more impactful. It had drama, and the like visual shots sent like on, you know, the live stream and whatever, they were like perfect for the song. So I'm really bummed out this didn't make it. I would probably have switched it with like Poland, because like I feel like this one was better, just like as a song and in general. But like yeah, this is the robbery of the year. Now for the deserved non-qualifiers, we have first up Estonia. It's a very generic song, and there isn't really much happening other than it just being a generic pop song. The vocals are fine, the staging is fine. It's just so boring, you know? And yeah, it doesn't really bring anything to the table you haven't seen before from a pop song. So that's why I think it's a non-deserving, or like it's a deserved non-qualifier. Now we have Georgia in the deserved non-qualifiers, and I just want to say, before like they performed live, I really enjoyed the song. It's quite catchy. So yeah, I was quite saddened to hear it live. It isn't like the vocals are so bad on this one, especially like you know, when they sing the la 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 shit sound, so bad, and I get why it didn't go through. If they had like the vocals down like properly, this could easily have been like top 10 in the final. But the vocals were like that bad, and also the staging was horrible with like AI videos almost in the back. That just didn't work out, and yeah, I'm sad to see them not even make it past the semifinals. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's because of their vocal performance and the staging. Next one up is Portugal, which I'm quite saddened to see go out. During the live performance, I actually really liked it. It was calming. It was just what you need if you're like, if you're just nice mood, happy mood, and you're just you know trying to listen to some music. And you could like put it on if you have family over or something. It's such a nice song. I will say though, the other songs that made it through were probably better, except maybe two. Um, but yeah, Portugal had a really nice song, and I'm quite sad to see it go out. It is what it is. Yeah. So yeah. Then we also have San Marino, of course, which had an okay song, where they brought Boy George on, which sang the Karma Chameleon song, like a lot of years ago. So yeah, it was quite a fun song. I wouldn't say that it was one of my favorites. I could see it like maybe I have made it through, but like it wasn't that good. It would only have made it through because of Boy George, and not because the song was good or like. I quite like the staging actually. But yeah, it shouldn't have made it through and it didn't. So yeah, that's the outcome for San Marino. The song that exceeded my expectations was Moldova. It had very good staging. The national colors, the characters dancing on the big screen, the giant dress, like how they acted on the stage. It was crazy, and also just Satoshi singing. It was so good, and they just almost brought a party into Eurovision, even though Eurovision probably just is a big party in itself. But it was incredible, an amazing performance, and it was one of the best of the semi-final. So this one really exceeded my expectations, and I didn't include this in the qualified before because I wanted to specifically focus on it here. But yeah, such a crazy and good song, and I would actually say that it's better live than it is in the studio version, but both are super good and have a nice melody, nice beat, nice vocals, and amazing staging. So yeah, this one exceeded my expectations. And now, my winner of Eurovision 2026 first semi-final. After going through every performance tonight, I've made my decision. For me, the winner is Sweden, and honestly, this says a lot, because this wasn't just a strong performance, this was a powerful one. Everything about it felt complete. The staging, the vocals, the presence, it all came together in a way that just felt effortless, but still massive at the same time. The song itself had this energy that filled the entire arena. It didn't just feel like a performance you watch, it felt like something that takes over the room. And what makes this even more interesting is that I'm saying this over Finland, which for a lot of people was the number one going into this. And I get it, Finland was incredibly strong. There's a reason people had it so high. But there was just a few small vocal inconsistencies throughout the performance that for me slightly broke that perfect flow. And at this level, that's what it comes down to. Because when everything is this close, it's not about who is good, it's about like who's complete. And for me, Sweden was the most complete performance in Eurovision semi-final 1.